few short minutes for Leo to tell you a little bit what they're doing at Perform. Leo, take it away.
Thank you. That's really bright, by the way. Hi, everybody. So I think I know probably about half the room. For the others, nice to meet you. Hopefully we get a chance to have a beer later tonight at our after party. I'm Leo Polanowski. I'm the CEO and founder of Perform Media. Prior to that, I and a lot of my team worked at Yahoo for a number of years, running the search business and most of North America sales, etc. So we're going to run a real quick clip because it's easy. And it'll kind of tell you a little bit about what we are, because visuals are always good. Where's Rifkin? Can he dance to this? Shit, he's not here. So as the video showed, primarily, our first and core product was contextual search. We partnered with, we're about a year and a half old, but the technology and the supply and the opportunity is actually about a decade old, right? So we signed a deal with Media.net and a couple other direct publishers. That is a very, very large contextual search marketplace. We play in the premium side of this space, right? So we work with the top, ComScore 200 type of publishers, and on the advertiser side, we focus on, tier 1 and top brands. So one of the values we bring to those publishers that let us have access to that supply is we bring, high quality publishers and advertisers together, leveraging contextual search and AI that is industry leading. So basically, as Morgan mentioned, search is changing. Voice is a big part of it. I'm going to go real quick, but we've seen the explicit search signals flatten and decline over the past couple years. We've seen contextual signals, whether again that's a voice query or providing a suggestion when you're in process and in context of reading content, etc. We've seen that explode and grow, and that's essentially the supply that we are playing with. So we created the company. We're small but mighty. A lot of us have been around for a long time in the industry. Again, the technology is built directly on top of the SSPs that power, a lot of these premium publishers. So we have direct access and first look and a lot of, sort of efficiencies and advantages there. The third largest source of search traffic in the US, after Google and Bing. It's about, $500 million in total ad spend annually that runs through the system that we have access to for select advertisers to go after. We have expanded. We do have native and display products now coming to market. If anybody is touching that, if you're omni-channel and want to talk about that, we can go through that. Again, I think one of our differentiators is that supply pool. We don't do the domain stuff. It's all high-quality pubs with first-party placements in key verticals right now that we focused on. In finance in particular, tends to do really, really well, anchored by a couple properties like Forbes and Reuters, et cetera. We also have a lot of strength in health across some of the leading endemic sites in health. So pharma clients are finding some really good success here. Automotive as well. A lot of the large OEMs are now up and running, getting really, really efficient CPLs out of this supply pool in automotive. Just to give a sense of some of the size, here is quarterly click volumes in each of those categories. 5 million in finance, 15 million in health, 3 million direct clicks in autos. So there's significant scale. That's one of the things we want to do. We want to make sure we focused on verticals where we can provide actual value to advertisers and make it worth their time to work with us and invest with us. So again, real quick, some of the things where we harp on. So again, supply quality being sort of the number one thing we bring. The transparency and control, right? So we have lots and lots of. You giving me the signal? Oh, okay. Just scratching your forehead. Okay, got it. Transparency and control. So we let folks get down to sub IDs on our publishers, being able to tailor ad copy to that particular subdomain in the site. You can do bid optimizations at that level. You can do keyword matching at that level across different match types, et cetera. So lots of bells and whistles to really harness and get the most out of optimizing that traffic source. Our ad format also, the primary implementation is a 2-click model, as the little video showed. Oh, you need to roll that, right? Hold on. How do I go back? There you go. So essentially, in context, in an article, and you can find this, just go to Forbes right now on your phone and click on pretty much any article. As you get through the article at the end, you're going to see these related topic suggestion box. That's us. That's the keyword, essentially, right? That's where the AI figures out what's really relevant to present next. That's related to the context of that article. User clicks on that. That is not a charge. That's how we qualify traffic. Then you're presented with a search results page, which is then the paid sponsored listing. When a user clicks on that, so there's a 2-click validation, that it then drives to the advertiser site, and that's the CPC. So with that qualification, we see really, really high intent, and we tend to see back-end performance on par, if not sometimes better than the core search engines. Since then, we've innovated. We also have what we're now sort of referring to as contextual responsive ads. We've pulled up basically the mainline 1 position, if you will, into the first search box. So you have a combination of basically site links and the and the traditional search ad. That'll be embedded right in the content. So we're starting to see some nice results in performance from this. It drives some efficiency. And basically the way we run it, we run both in parallel and kind of let the engagements figure out which is driving best CPL for advertisers and monetization for publishers. And in a few select cases, we've done some one-click ads. Again, we do this selectively in categories where we know there's going to be really, really high intent. So an example would be during tax season for our large tax client, we'll run a one-click implementation, right? Because basically from January 16th through March 7th, everybody's looking to file taxes, right? So we know it's really relevant, and we can kind of skip the ad, if you will, and go straight from the keyword right to the landing page of the advertiser and offer. So that works. It gets really efficient pricing for certain clients in certain situations. Yeah, just shows you how it works. All right, cool. We have a really nice console, whatever, check it out if you want. But the native and display, again, real quick, because I know we have a programmatic native offering that runs across the same set of premium publishers. So essentially what we're doing is we're leveraging the contextual search signal and all that AI that powers the performance in search and applying that targeting to native ad formats as well as display ad formats. 2 minutes. Okay. Sorry, you guys are not going to get to go. That's Mark and Felix over there, by the way, heads of sales. They were going to do some case studies, but you can talk to them later about it because we're out of time. So programmatic display, there's a very, very large opportunity, again, because the publishers we work with are some of the largest out there. So again, if you cover that in your purview, talk to us about it. We're just starting to launch this. We have a couple clients in beta. It's going pretty well. And there's, again, just like we did in search, we're looking for large scale coupled with performance and high quality. So that's kind of our shtick on that. The last thing I want to touch on, we do have a partnership with MSN as a publisher. We represent the ability to buy their homepage supply, what we call the info pane across the Edge browser. It is 100% share of voice buy. You can basically buy it, half a day or a full day. It's a very large, very high quality source of supply. Essentially a native ad unit that's a premium piece. We also have the opportunity to sell on IE11, and yes, people still use IE11, for the startup tab, and that also is a pretty large desktop population, and it works fairly well. And then the latest thing we just rolled out with them is this tile unit, which runs across these. So there's the Amazon and the dog, et cetera, et cetera. So you can buy one of these tiles, and again, that's 100% share of voice buy for that placement on a given day. Again, we've seen some really nice results, and we're partnering directly with MSN to bring that to market. Sponsored Stripe. Okay, that's it. Get some coffee. Any questions? No?